Hey guys, so I'm back. I understand that it has been quite a while since you've heard my lovely voice. These past 3 weeks I've been posting some differently styled and formatted videos just to kind of mix things up. I have officially come up with a posting date. I will be trying very, very hard to post a new video every single Thursday, so you can start looking forward to that. And right now I have the much anticipated, although probably more on my part, bullet journal video. This right here is somewhat of like a practice bullet journal that I started at the beginning of the semester. I've been in the Tumblr community for quite a while, but I didn't want to really spend all this money on a bullet journal if I didn't quite know what I was doing, you know, what worked and what didn't work for me and all that stuff. So at the beginning of this year, at the beginning of my senior year, I said, okay, I'm gonna use just one of these little, you know, composition graph notebooks. I think I got it from like Staples for maybe $1 or $2. And I'm gonna use it throughout the semester. I'm gonna try a whole bunch of different spreads. I'm just gonna see what works, what doesn't work, what I stick to, what I abandon. And today I'm just gonna do a little flip through for you and see, kind of show you all of the things that I have done in it, haven't done it, started but didn't finish and all that. And then maybe I'll be able to show you a couple of things that I want to start doing when I get an actual bullet journal. So, without further ado, let's get started. So right here, I'm just gonna do a quick run through of my bullet journal. It's nothing too fancy on the outside, just a regular old composition notebook. So let's just get into it. On the first page, let's keep that open. On the first page, I have just a little card that a coworker from work gave me. She was handing out like these little cards that she thought best described us. And I got the one that said, I like being silly because it makes everything better. And we've got a little picture of 2 kids playing around in the mud. And I thought that that was really, really cute because I do tend to try and look on the brighter side of things and just tend to be very silly and joke around and try and make everyone around me happy and laugh. Laughter's the best medicine, guys. And then next I have my index. I kind of kept up with it for actually quite a while, but I haven't really been indexing anything recently, primarily because most of the pages are dailies and monthlies, and a couple of weeklies, which I don't really go back to all that much. In this bullet journal, I haven't really been experimenting as much as I would have liked to, so it's mostly just things to help me organize my life, and it's been working out pretty well. However, I must admit that there are days where there's just so much going on that I'll sometimes forget to journal entirely, but I don't really stress out over it too much. This is kind of just an experimental process, and I'm just kind of going with it. Another index page, I've got my key. It's pretty simple. I've just got some task boxes, and then I have one for events. And this one was something that I came up actually, oh gosh, probably halfway through the semester when we started having like lots of class projects that we had to start doing and completing. And so having something like this, like being able to keep, like, separate projects from tasks was something that was really helpful for me. And I even made an entire page spread dedicated to it, which you'll see later. And then I have a little color coding right here. I had another color coding system underneath it, but I found that that wasn't really working for me too well. And I'm thinking that next semester I'll probably revamp the color coding system because I'm finding that the one I'm using, it's not really dividing the different aspects of my life as much as I would have hoped it would, so I'll probably update that over Christmas break and stuff. Here's my year at a glance spread. It's a 4-page spread, and despite how like really nice and like kind of organized it looks, I haven't really looked at this spread like at all. Like, you can see in kind of July and August, and even like at the very beginning of September, I kind of kept up with it. And then like after September, like I did a little bit in October, but November and December, like I haven't really written anything new in the Year at a Glance spread. So I'm thinking that my next semester I might just get rid of this spread because I really didn't use it very much. I preferred to use my monthlies in terms of planning like days or like saying when I had events. So having something like this probably would have been more useful for me if I didn't have my monthly spreads, but because I did, I just didn't. I never flipped back to it. It just wasn't very helpful for me. Moving on. So here is my first weekly spread that I did for the first week of school, and as you can see, since there wasn't a whole heck of a lot going on, I didn't really do too much planning. I mean, yeah, it's senior year and all, but like the first couple of days of school, you know, you're still trying to kind of get back into the rhythm of things, and so there really wasn't all that much to do. I didn't even journal, journal on Thursday. I didn't even write anything down, and Saturday I probably just did nothing. So now we've got my first monthly, the August monthly. August was a really slow month for me. In fact, if anything, there was more just kind of like outside of school stuff going on, not really too much in school stuff, but it was a fun month. I had lots of events. Here I have my first habit tracker, and unfortunately this is going to be the only habit tracker you see in this semester's bullet journal because I didn't really keep doing it, and I don't know why, because I found it actually really helpful for keeping me accountable for all of the things that I wanted to, do and make habits. And the same thing goes for the finances page right over here. These two pages kind of helped me keep track of kind of where I was with my habits and how I was spending my money and stuff. And I guess what happened is that when the end of August came, I never put them back as spreads in my journal. And then I was like, oh, well, I'll add it in a couple of days. And then a couple of days turned into next week. And next week turned into, next month. And next month turned into never. So I kind of feel really bad because these two pages were actually really, really helpful for me. So I'll probably try and implement them more in my next semester's bullet journal. So the page to the left right here is just a little list I made of some artists that I wanted to do some research on when I got home after art class one day. Nothing too special, just their names, and there was a little description I put next to Bridget Riley. Nothing too fancy. And this is kind of the page where I started off doing my dailies. It's nothing too incredibly fancy. I'm still trying to work out how I want to do those. Ignore those two blank pages. Those don't exist. I don't know what you're talking about. So, yeah, just some simple dailies. I'm gonna start experimenting a little bit more with them over Christmas break. Here's September, and here I would like to present to you the reason why I think I need a new color coding system. Now, I know the lighting isn't too terrible in here, however the color I used is very light. If you can't tell, the entire monthly spread is just blue with like a random shade of pink up there for Labor Day, which I might add is the day I got accepted into college. Yay! Anyways, so yeah, that's the reason why I want to kind of redo my color coding system, because I just need things to be blocked off a little bit better. There's nothing here that sticks out, or nothing here that tells me, hey, this is important, this is something you have to do. It's just there. So we have some more dailies. And this is the first weekly spread I did, which I actually kind of liked doing. I would forget to do them on Sunday night, and then the week would progress, and before I knew it, I had just completely foregone my weekly spread. But I really do enjoy these, and I'm gonna start getting back to doing them. I actually kept them up for a little while. As you can see, I kind of just fell out of it the last of that week. Here's October. I didn't really do a whole lot of planning in October because that gigantic row of tape that you see was fall break for me and my school, and so, you know, I wasn't doing any schoolwork, so, obviously. So there wasn't really a whole heck of a lot for me to plan. More dailies. I had a weekend to-do list, which I only filled out on Friday. Here's a page that I had dedicated to doing some banners, headers, and fonts, which I kind of never got back to, and I actually ended up doing it on like separate sheets of paper or in the most recent pages of my my visual arts journal, which, if you haven't seen the video of that flip through, I will leave the link in the description box below. You should totally go check it out. It was a great video. And yeah, so I actually ended up putting that in there. Here's another weekly spread. What happened with this one is that I accidentally started doing out the layout for my monthly spread rather than my usual weekly spread, so that's kind of why there are lots of blocks and none on the right page. Also, another thing, I kind of just stopped doing it after Tuesday. So this right here was November, which was actually a really busy month for me. I had a lot of both in-school, like tests and quizzes, and out-of-school activities. So I had something called a CAS project to work with a couple of classmates, and that finished up this week actually, although I might do it next semester. We'll see. There was Thanksgiving, and I got to take the whole week off, or my parents let me take the whole week off. You know, Veterans Day, all that good stuff. So November was a really busy but really good month, and I was very proud with everything that I was doing, although I must admit I am still kind of playing a little bit of catch up from that week I took off for Thanksgiving. More dailies, nothing too special here. Dailies. Here is that page that I was talking about earlier with the project box things. This is my project planning page, and it is the page that I use to plan out all of the projects that I have to get done, basically. So I have, you know, an art project, I have math, chemistry, psychology, internal assessments, math notes that I have to do every week. What's that one? I can't see it. My scratchboard project for art, and it's just a really, really helpful way for me to keep track of all the projects that I have to do, because I feel like among all kind of like the busy work that you have to do for school, some of the bigger things that need more planning can kind of just get lost in all of the dailies and the monthlies, and so it's good to just have a page dedicated entirely to your projects. And then to the right, we continue with daily pages. More blank pages, just ignore those. And now we have December, which is the month we are currently in. And so, yeah, not too much going on. I've had, well, actually that's a lie, I've had quite a bit going on actually. I've had lots of tests and quizzes to study for. We are currently about to enter finals. They are next week on Wednesday and Thursday, and then I have Friday off, and then I'm home free. The first half of my semester year will be done, and I can just chill for 2.5-3 weeks and just worry about all the other stuff I've got to get done before the end of the year. So yeah, that was really exciting. So do I have anything else? Oh, just some more daily pages, blank pages. And so I have actually been getting ready for next semester, because as you can see, I've only used about maybe half, maybe even a little less than half of this composition notebook. So what I'm gonna do is I've started laying out a whole ton of new spreads that I'm going to be using for next semester, and I've basically just started laying them out in the second half of this composition notebook. And basically what I'm going to try and do is I'm going to see having the spreads already laid out in the way I want them to will entice me to start journaling more and more often, and so I've started planning that out, and I'm really excited. And even though I'm stopping this flip through here, because this is about as far as I've actually gotten, you know, in terms of, you know, where we are in space and time. I'm stopping it here, but I will return with, I guess, the second half of my bullet journal flip through later on, I guess, next year, when I've kind of gotten a feel for how everything with that situation is working out for me. And so I'm really super excited. I've got some awesome spreads that I can't wait to show you. Anyways, I would like to thank you all for watching this video. As always, you know, it's great to know that there are people who are actually watching my videos, and if you've seen a couple of my videos before and you're a returning viewer, please, or even if you're the first time watching, please click the subscribe button, subscribe to me. I would really appreciate it. I absolutely enjoy making these videos. It's so much fun. The past couple of videos where I kind of tampered around with my new editing software, I had so much fun making those, and I can't wait to make even more videos. So, as always, please leave a like and a comment, give the video a thumbs up, subscribe if you would, and I guess, as always, I will see you all in the next video.